Hi, I'm Karen Thomas, and today is our Thursday morning virtual coffee chat. And we're here discussing things about running our businesses and getting things done, the challenges that small business moms have, and how some ideas about how to overcome them. So I thought today we might talk about changing schedules. I mean, a lot of the schools are out and having to change schedules. People visiting, how do you keep up, or how does that affect your business or work schedule? All right, let's see. Anybody got any ideas on this topic? Oh boy, maybe I didn't pick up one.
Well, changing schedules, it's about discipline. Like with my mom and sister visiting me this week from South Africa, it has been a challenge. So I've just had to work on just having a schedule every day and just, I guess, explaining to my mom and sister that I still have to work, but it is challenging.
It is. Is there guilt with that?
For me, yes, because they came all the way from South Africa to see me, and I feel horrible just pretty much having to ignore them for a while while I'm focused on work.
Right. But they still have the great outdoors there in South Carolina. They can go visit and do. It's not like you've tied them, right?
No, not at all.
So the thing is sometimes people need maybe the excuse to adventure on their own.
Yes.
So you've given them an actual gift. See, if we change around how we think about it, maybe you've given them a gift to be able to actually do something in an area by themselves, spend time with themselves. And when I did my trip with my mom, I live with my mom. I'm here every day. But I found out more in 6 weeks actually being with her in a car, in an enclosed space, there was nothing else to do, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a gift with your mom and your sister. They're actually in a place together, and they probably, don't spend that much quality time. Do you think that might be true?
Yeah, that's true.
So I know you're adjusting your schedule to spend time with them, but
Yes.
it carries its pros and cons, and you do the best you can, and you forgive yourself.
Yes.
Because we all have our responsibilities, and there isn't anybody out here that really can take 2 or 3 weeks off when people come. They came a long way, so they're not going to come just for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So give yourself some grace. So what do you think, Miss Vanessa?
For us, the biggest shift. So it's summer camp for our girls. It's a day camp. We drop them off, pick them up, but they don't have to be there as early as like school.
Mm-hmm.
And pickup time is still just as late as school if I were using aftercare. So I think our biggest shift is we're sleeping in a little bit longer in the morning. But we still, because of our work schedules, we still need the girls at camp at a similar time that they would have to be at school. So we're sleeping a little bit later, and then we're rush, which is not ideal for anybody. So I need to fix that. But I do tend to take more days off, like sporadically here and there. Like even though we're paying them to go to summer camp, I might take a random Wednesday and be like, let's go do something different.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's that. But then everybody wants your time too. And I'm like, well, I'm still working. He's still working. They're going to summer camp, and then they have soccer camp like a week in there. We try to plan a family vacation if we can. So we're going to Vermont for a week in August. But everybody's like, it's summer vacation. Let's get together. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know when that's going to work unless it's a Saturday or a Sunday.
which is the
Yeah.
normal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people were like, oh, can I have them on Thursday? I'm like, kind of paid for them to go to summer camp. I'd like them to go there because I'm paying for that. So we've got to kind of give ourselves some leeway and some grace in that respect too, and
Right.
be like, they want to keep those friend connections just like us as adults want to keep our, adult connections. And so just remembering that it's not always about the pennies going out the door. It's about the connections that they're making that could last a lifetime.
Exactly. Exactly. Sometimes we get hung up, and I've been so guilty of it when my girls were little. I'm paying for them to go there. That's where I need to get my money's worth out of it, right?
Yeah.
But when you get older and they get grown and you don't have those days anymore that they're available, it really it makes you sad that you didn't take more advantage of when they were young, spending days making memories.
Yeah.
That your memories might be taking them to summer camp and dropping them off and picking them up.
Right. Yeah.
So it is choices. And, I've already lived there, been there, done that. And we all will have regrets. There is no perfect parenting journey. But the thing is learning to understand that they're there such a short time. 20 years seems like it's a long time, but it really isn't.
It goes by so fast.
It does, and they keep growing and they keep becoming different. I found that my girls were different people every year. Because they learn new things and they start doing different things, and they became different people. Are you finding that?
Yeah. Especially as each school year, there's new kids that come into the mix, and either because they were in different classrooms the prior year, or they're just new to the school. So then they take on some of those behaviors, but also their friends' home dynamics might change, and so their friends' behaviors might change based on that. And so my girls will kind of pick up on that. And, but yeah, every year it's definitely a slightly different version of who they were the year before.
Look what you have to look forward to, Miss Vidra. But we all are growing and doing, and it's real easy to keep being the person that you used to be in your relationships. Even
Karen froze.
Oh, for a minute, I wasn't sure if it was my internet.
Well, I was like, well, Vidra's still moving.
my frozen.
That's why I was moving. I was like, is it my internet? Oh, there
You're
she
back.
is.
You're back.
Okay. Yeah, it says my internet. Now it tells me my internet is unstable. Okay. Well, I can't do anything with the internet.
No.
Those things, I can't push a button, and they're going to make me spend more money to get to the top tier. And I think I'm really trying not to to take the attitude that it's purposeful, but it's getting more and more where there's more unstableness and lag when I record stuff. It doesn't record it properly. So I'm going to have to call and upgrade again.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, what happens when you get to the top tier and it's still not right?
Right. We literally just yesterday switched internet companies because they started offering fiber optics in our area. So
Where did
we
be?
now she might have just turned her camera off.
Oh no, I'm still here.
Oh,
I
okay. I just thought, okay, did my internet delete?
But yeah, we just switched companies yesterday. So now we have a direct connection. So we were on Spectrum, which is the cable company, and everybody shares the connection, and it's DSL. Right. This is fiber optics. So it's from the pole to the house. Nobody else shares our connection. So our speed is our speed, and there's no ups and downs based on what the neighborhood is doing for usage. So
yeah. Well, I wanted fiber optics and I waited for a long, long time. And then I was told that our area was the last to convert and they didn't have enough money, and people had enough, not enough people had signed up in the other areas for them to justify the cost of our area getting it. So
Oh,
I don't have fiber optics, and I waited, and I finally went back to the cable people because the phone company wasn't going to upgrade from just regular bandwidth. And I'm
yeah.
like, I can't deal with that. So I'm at least on the cable one, but even that I'm having issues because I have different tiers of it, and I don't know how they can control that or do that. I think it's just a way to get, more. I shouldn't say that. That is so very judgmental, and I don't know anything about the industry. I'm not a technician, and I cancel that thought because when we play the victim, then that is our reality.
Mhm.
And I'm not a victim, but I am going to have to make the choice to try the top tier. After that, and it doesn't work, then I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Moving is really not an option. Mom is very attached to the house.
Yeah.
And so, you just deal, or I don't know. I'm going to get it raised and see if that improves. And, every year technology changes. Maybe who knows what will be available next year, 2 years from now. It is all just such an adventure in technology. So do you have fiber optics, Miss Vidra?
No, I don't. Just regular cable.
Just regular cable?
Yeah.
Do you have, is yours tiered like mine?
Probably because I do sometimes. I'm with Xfinity, and I do sometimes have issues with the internet.
Mm-hmm. Well, mine have been coming more often. And so I upgraded once and they brought me a new modem and so on and so on. They told me that if I upgraded again, I can still use the same modem, but it's just, another 20, 30, $40 a month.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I'm actually even using my own modem, but yeah, they have been trying to upgrade me. So who knows? With an upgrade, they might recommend a different modem. So,
Well, we went through that because the other one was getting really, really bad. But
Mm.
Maria's coming in. All right, Miss Maria. But the whole other reason I was wanting to talk about the change in schedules is that with me leaving my job that I did because I finished the school year, and now I don't have a time card, so to speak, to punch or show up into. It's an adjustment trying to figure out what's the best schedule. What should I be doing when? How should I rearrange the rest of my day to do, because I still have another, I want to say, part-time job until I make enough money online that I can pay for my entire spectrum of bills and fun and whatever. I still Uber because I make really good money with Ubering, and I love talking to people. I love having real, not that y'all aren't real, but physical conversations. I love this coffee chat because, and I've started having more real conversations with people on Zoom because I want more people to be real in my life.
yes.
You get on Facebook, it gets real easy to get lost in the good mornings. You get 100 engagement of good mornings, and that it's either a program or somebody just going through and saying good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning,
Yeah.
and it's not real.
Yeah.
Right. Especially now with the pop-ups, so you just be like, yep, that's the one I want to send.
Yep. I try to incorporate the pop-up with something just to save the typing, but I try to make my comments appropriate to the post, because it gets tiring when I read down my engagement and I know they didn't read it. It's
Right.
it gets disappointing because we put a lot of work and time into our posts and into
Mhm.
the information. How many of you feel that most of your stuff's not read?
Oh, Yeah, I posted something yesterday about a lot of Facebook accounts being cloned and not hacked, and the majority of the responses was like, "Hey, if your account has been hacked, I can help you regain access." And that is clearly somebody
Yeah.
who didn't read the post because it said cloned and not
Yeah.
hacked.
Right.
Yeah. Robots.
Right. A lot of
Yeah.
people, if will tell me, oh, I see, did you start a new account? And no, people are, if your accounts are public, which you need to be, if you're going to be doing business on Facebook, you have to have a public account. They go and just take your pictures and try to access the people who are engaging. They can't, if you have done your settings correctly on Facebook, that no one can see your
Friends.
friends, which if you've gotten any of my stuff, I've sent you how to do that. If you don't know how to do that, then please reach out to me and I will send you the video on how to get your settings correct. But the thing is, they can go in and take a few pictures and then they will friend to the people in your post, that have engaged in your posts. And there's really nothing you can do to stop any of that. All you can do is report when you find one to Facebook, let them know. When people reach out to me and I know it's a fake account, when I know that person didn't get a new account, I report it. And that's the best you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Don't accept the friend request, just report it. And a lot of times if they got one and I'm not really sure, I'll reach out to that person on the account, that I'll go back and find them in my friends list and reach out to them in my friends list
Yes.
and ask. And that is your best way to protect yourself from getting involved in somebody just trying to get access to you. And please don't ever send them the phone number, whatever.
No.
But one of the newest ones I found is people texting you and say, hey, this is so and so, do you remember me?
I've had text messages like that.
I haven't had that one yet. I get the, hey, your shipment can't be delivered because there's a problem. And I'm like,
Oh, no.
I'm not expecting a shipment. So no, thank you.
No, this
For your Netflix account.
yeah, but this one says, hey, so and so, and they'll give you a name that's not yours. And the reason I assume, now I haven't checked Google to find to check this scam out, but if people can put a name and a phone number together, then they can access more of your information online.
Oh, wow.
And so if you confirm, I will say, nope, wrong number, but I will not tell them what my name is.
Right.
I won't tell them what my name is. And if they pursue, well, hey, can we get to know each other even though I'm the wrong person? No. There's a devious mode in there somehow that they are wanting that. I don't, I'm not devious, so I have no clue how they go about all of that, but I'm not going to play the game.
Yeah, same. I've even gotten texts to my phone directed at my husband, and I just respond, nope, nobody by that name at this phone. Sorry.
That's it.
I won't even give out his number, his information. And be like, nope, sorry, wrong phone.
That's right, wrong person. And sometimes it's real because sometimes people haven't responded back, but it seems to happen on one day. I'll get 2 or 3, and then I'll go weeks and not have another one, and then it'll be sporadic. But they're out there big time. Everybody's trying to take from you, and it's really easy to start being suspicious of everyone. I fight that urge, and I just try to have conversations. I set up 3 chats yesterday, and 2 of them were excellent. I got to know 2 more of my friends, and then the third one told me they couldn't download Zoom. That's the first clue to me. Then they told me that they didn't have any other kind of tablet or laptop. And I said, okay, can we FaceTime on Messenger? They blocked me.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So, that's another way. You want to know if a friend's real? You want to know somebody's real? Ask to have a FaceTime with them.
Yeah.
Because the fake ones don't want to FaceTime with you. They will not FaceTime with you.
No.
And so you ever wonder about somebody? Have a conversation with them. Say, hey, let's get on Zoom, let's get on Messenger, let's do something, let's talk. That's how you know when somebody's real. So it's it's real easy to start isolating yourself because you're afraid of somebody taking something or doing something. But the most precious things people cannot take. Does that resonate with anybody? If somebody hacks me, okay, they might take my Facebook. I'll start another one. Might take me a while to put it back together. But, if people get to know who you really are, if somebody, I'm never doing, even if I did crypto, it would be just for my own investment and stuff. And if I was going to do crypto, I would get in the community and say, hey guys, I'm going to be doing crypto. Would anybody want to go along with the ride with me? But if somebody starts these messages, and I appreciate if anybody who sees those people pop up on my engagement, I take them off of other people's, but I've gone and found them and people have hid them on my posts, and I appreciate, we have to watch out because those people are just, I don't know how it serves them. I guess I don't really want to know because it just might make me angrier and irritated than it already does. But just help each other out. If you see somebody that has done that, you can hide the comments because
I've done that.
That is in the proper thing as far as I think to do, because these people do not have your best interest at heart. Hello, Miss Maria. It's good to see you.
Good to be here. It's good to see Vanessa. I haven't seen her in a long time.
That's what I said.
I know.
I said, and I forgot to get y'all to introduce. Well, now that everybody's here, go ahead and introduce yourself because I missed that part. All right, start with Miss Maria. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Miss Maria, and I'm out here in hot Texas. I'm a color street stylist, and just a lot of things going on at the moment. So glad to be here. Sorry I'm late.
That's all right. We love you here. All right, go ahead, Miss Vidra.
Hi, I am Vidra in Charleston, South Carolina. I am a life insurance agent and also a health and wellness coach.
And I'm Vanessa in Maine. It's been rainy for many, many, many days. The sun should be here soon, we're hoping. But anyways, I am an ambassador for Unique.
Awesome. Now, I have to ask you only because I might not remember next time. What side of Maine are you on? Are you close to New Hampshire?
Well, it's technically central Maine, but if you look at us on the map, it looks more like southern-ish Maine.
Okay.
So I'm within an hour from the coast, so the water.
Okay.
Hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to New Hampshire, depending on traffic.
Okay. I'm going to be in I think it's North Conway, New Hampshire, the first week of October.
Yeah, so that's like an hour and a half-ish.
Yeah, Mom's got a I'm taking Mom to see the leaves, the fall things. My goal with Mom's last year is to try to give her as much enjoyment as possible. So while she can still get out, this year's trip is up to, I wanted to get into Maine, but my timeshare thing, there weren't any openings in Maine that I could get there that week. I don't know if I waited too late to try to book it or what.
Yeah.
The only place I could get was in New Hampshire, on just over the border. She has a girlfriend in Bangor, so I know we're going to Bangor. and we're gonna hopefully pick up her girlfriend and bring her back. Now, girlfriends, we're talking 90s, mom will be 90
Yeah.
in September. But I told her she needed to spend time because I don't know when we'll get back up there. And her, when you get into your 70s, 80s, and 90s, every day's a gift, every week's a gift, every month is a
Mhm.
gift. And I said, we're not ever traveling up here during the winter, so we need to be doing this while it's cool and before the snow starts.
Yeah.
I don't know when the snow
So
starts up there, but I'm hoping it's not the first week in October.
no, well, I mean, we've had snow on Halloween before, but it's rare.
Okay. And that's good.
But if you're going to North Conway for leaf peeping, take the rail. It'll take you up the mountain.
Okay.
There's a train right in North Conway. It'll take you right up the mountain and back. It's really awesome.
We're going to be there a week, so I hadn't looked into what activities are there for us to enjoy the area. Mom likes all the scenic byways, so that's why I ended up driving so much last year when we were out on the trip, because she didn't want to walk anywhere. She wanted me to just drive her through stuff. So that is, but she wants to see Arcadia National Park while we're out there, so we'll be going there.
Bit of a drive.
Huh?
It'll be a bit of a drive, but it's worth it.
Well, I'm going to do it after we leave there. I'm going to do it before we head home. That at least that's my plan, is to, when we check out of New Hampshire, is to go to the closest town to Arcadia and spend the night, do the day, spend the night, and then go home.
Yeah.
So when I'm up there, if you want to get together.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out schedules.
Right. That's what I want to say.
Topic schedules.
The first week in October, and maybe we can meet in the middle.
Yeah.
I'll leave Mom to be recuperating from something that we'll have done, because we normally will do something and then she'll have to recuperate a day before we do anything else.
Yeah.
But
it's a great little spot. Lots of shops for walking around if you like that sort of thing. Lots of places to drive and just look.
Well, she likes to driving and looking, but with her neuropathy in her feet, we don't do a lot of walking. So the train, thank you for the idea of the train.
Yeah, I'll send you the information on it.
That'll be great. So anything anybody else wants to talk about, since I hijacked that?
Karen, I have one thing you might want to check out. Had you thought about bed and breakfast?
Yes, well, either a bed and breakfast. I did one of those when we were supposed to be going to Yellowstone. I booked us at a bed and breakfast. So I'll either do a hotel or Vrbo. I'm going to look into that when we figure out what her girlfriend's doing, and how much she's going to spend with us. But I had to get the other one booked yet. And so it's just looking into the area, and I'll check out that. It's just, since it's leaf time, it's just really hard. So much stuff is booked up months and months in advance for that. And I wasn't sure that that's what I wanted to totally do. I was going to go up to Virginia. I was going to go up to Northern Virginia. And she had told her girlfriend we were coming. I'm like, okay, she told her girlfriend we were coming, so I guess that's what we're doing. Okay.
So I wanted to talk about some of these ads that you see on Facebook. So I was in dire need to have my ducts cleaned, and I looked at all of the ads that I had seen, and this company was based out of Dallas, Fort Worth. And so I said, okay, I was within their perimeter. So I booked something, and with doing this estate sale, yard sale going on, and loading up cattle yesterday for us and neighbor and going to sale barn, there's just a lot going on. So I said, okay, I picked a time that was convenient. By the time the gentleman got here, he raced up the driveway at 20 miles an hour when I had texted him, please drive slow. I had just put our livestock in a corral, and I mean, it was 10 minutes later, he come zimming past the house, clean up the driveway at 20 miles an hour. There was so much dust that went all over the clothes and everything we had. I was livid.
Yes.
By the time I got there, he spoke broken English and said, tried to appease me by showing up. I said, I don't care. I texted you to drive slow. The reason for it being, if you would have been driving slow, you would have seen my house. I almost, and this is where I came into, why don't you take care of yourself? I should have told the man, leave my property. And I don't care if you don't get paid. But I really needed the ducts clean. It hadn't been done in since 16 years maybe. So he came in and the whole thing was to clean one vent and then put some negative sucking power up the vent of our furnace.
Mhm.
And so our heating is overhead and it's a modular, and most double wides, they're from the bottom. So I really have to have some really good ducting so I can keep the cold air in and it doesn't escape.
Right.
Long story short, every 5 minutes, he had to call the office. Let's say it's every 10. And there was such a language barrier. He didn't know what the word both meant.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know what, how long does it go up into the furnace? And I spoke very slow and distinctly. He still didn't get that. He had to call the office. He was from maybe Jordan, I would take a guess. And so he says to me, look, ma'am, I've already been here over an hour. And I went. So when he left here, I made him go really slow. I could have walked alongside of his car, but I just told his company, this is unacceptable. And I wrote a very bad review. I thought, he said to me, if it's a total house cleaning, it's going to be $1,900 and some odd. If you are a veteran, we take $300 and some odd off, $1,600 for a deep cleaning. And I went, this is how they get you. I told the lady, I'm a senior citizen. I cannot afford that. The job was not done that I thought was going to be done. He cleaned one duct and then negative sucking from our furnace, he said, was going to pull everything out through the whole house. I don't know. I don't know. It was a lesson learned.
Mm-hmm. So this was a Facebook ad?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a reputable company, but I put in there, people, do your due diligence, ask many questions, because this is what happened when the tech got here. It was pulled this morning. I rewrote it again. I don't know if it's pulled yet because I skipped in here. But the thing about it is when they say cleaning your ducts, that's more than one. And they didn't mention how many vents, because I have 10 vents, 5 on each. And they only cleaned the one at the end that I asked them to clean. So, and to repair any ducts, it was $795.
Right. You have to get estimates on all that kind of stuff. I would think have them,
Yeah, I got the estimate, but not ahead of time, not before the guy walked in here. I was already so livid from him. I couldn't get on my ATV fast enough to go up the driveway then too. And I said, what do you think you were doing? Running on I-45? And I mean, I ate his face off.
right. I appreciate the heads up. My mother has a tendency to want stuff off of Facebook, and I will take the information and go on the computer to do it because I don't like buying on my phone. But, companies are using whatever, advertising they can. And just like anything else, you have your good companies and your bad companies. It's better to find neighbors, to put, do you have like Nextdoor? I get people who put things out in Nextdoor looking for, somebody to clean the storm drains, but they do it in nextdoor.com, where it's
Yes.
neighbors doing, neighbors telling you who's helped them.
Then you have the people that are for a training company in San Antonio, which is like, oh, let me say it's 300 miles away. How in the heck can you come and do this? And so I finally had to block the guy on Messenger. He would call me. He kept insisting that he wanted my phone number and my address, and I would not. That goes back to, I would not give that to him. And
Right.
so too much information could be found out that way. I said, call me on Messenger, and he refused to do it. So when he did, he never said anything. So I just hung up on him, or I just kept going. I texted him and said, please do not call me again.
Right.
And then I had to, after the 7th ring last night during dinner. It's
This
crazy.
was the same people that came were calling
No.
you.
No, someone that's been after me for over a week and a half that lives that is based out of, well, we go up there to Dallas. No, he was just a marketer for a company in Dallas and trying to make maybe $75 on the side by going ahead and booking and then finding a company in Dallas to do it. That's the other half of the scam.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm sorry you had to go through all of that.
No, but your link to what you were saying to when you go public, how to block out their friends. Can you message me that link? And by the way, I'm
Oh, you want
reading.
you want my training on how to do the settings?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Please.
I'll send that to you.
And finally figured out how to get the books on. So no, I'm listening. The subconscious mind.
Okay, you got the email with the link to the
Yeah.
book.
And
Oh,
I finally figured out what to poke to open it,
I'm sorry.
what to hit to open it to get to those books. So
Well, I've only gotten the one there. On my YouTube channel, I'm going to try to put some more, but you were able to get to that one book, right?
yes, I think the wording was find this, and it had 3 lines underneath it, or some 2-word short sentence. And I finally poked it and I thought, oh, it goes to her YouTube channel.
Right. It goes to my YouTube channel.
It took me a while.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to monetize my YouTube channel. And so I'm putting things on there that the Facebook group, I have several books in there, but when I can find and it's just giving people some things that really help me and a way to do it for free, because so many people don't want to or have an Audible account. It's just it's one of the most influential books I read or did. And so I wanted to make sure I could get it available to more people. So that's why I put the email out, and it goes to the YouTube. It's a 6-hour book. And every time you leave it, when you come back to it, it should start it right where you left off.
Yes.
But I recommend it to everybody to read that book, because our subconscious runs 95% of everything we do. I mean, the thing is, when you go to sleep, what do you think keeps you breathing?
Your mind.
No, the subconscious does it. Your conscious mind doesn't. Your subconscious does.
Okay.
So understanding how the subconscious works and all the different ways that it works is important. And so that's why I put that out there, because most people, your subconscious is working against you. Most of the time, your subconscious is working on programming from when you were a very little girl. You have a 2-year-old running sometimes your thinking. And so understanding how to reprogram it and how invasive your old programming is, it's like picking up a phone from 10 years ago and trying to use it. What do you get? Error, rerouting. What?
Or how about the dial tone?
Yeah. When I lived in Ohio, we had a party line. I remember the party line for the telephone.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody else remembers that. Yeah, y'all are kind of youngins. But
Yep.
the subconscious should be our best friend. But for most people, it is your worst enemy, because it's the part that tells you you're not capable, that you are, why bother? Because when you were a child, you were told no so often, don't do that, be seen and not heard.
Oh.
We accepted so much when we were a kid, and we have not reprogrammed it as an adult. And so I put that book so that I could give it to anybody free. I could give them the link and say, here, you really want to understand more of what goes on. Science has now proven. That was written by Dr. Joseph Murphy back in the 50s. If you follow John Osfrath, the neuroscience now and plasticity that they have discovered in the brain now has proven everything that's written in the book. Dr. Joseph Murphy just went on faith and how what he knew to be true. A lot of it's scripture based, but he gives a lot of examples on what what the symptoms are and how to change it. And I saw so much of my childhood programming in that book.
It's eye-opening.
It is very eye-opening. But it's just, the thing is there's so much that's written that people discount because they think it was written 60, 70 years ago. And what has really happened is nowadays the science is catching up with what was actually taught. But everybody thought it was woo-woo, woo-woo, woo-woo stuff. And now the science is saying, oh no, we can prove that. We've now proven a lot of it. And so when I can get a free version of something, because it's not a brand new book, it's not a current, $1 million person.
You had another book there, I believe.
I had the Silva method there, and that's Jose Silva, another one from the 50s. And he, that's another amazing program, but it's all about how to change your thinking, how to program it for success in today's, with your being an adult. It's how to take out the programming and see where our parents taught us based on what their parents taught them, what their parents taught them, and their parents taught them. So some of the programming is hundreds of years old. When you think about the traditions and the things that are passed down in the families, our programming comes from how the people, when we were young, what they told us and what we accepted. And we're children, and we didn't have the rationale to say, oh, this is true and that's not true. We just accept things. So I'm glad to know you're listening to it, and I would love to hear further discussions on what you found with it.
I wish I could sit down and take some notes as I'm listening, but I'm doing other things. So I took your advice, and you would listen to these books as you would be driving, or you would be, instead of listening to the radio. I remember one of those Thursday morning coffee chats, you said that. And so I've looked before and I couldn't get in there, and I said, oh, God, I really got to find these. So it was just by fluke the day before yesterday, really. I just started poking. And so there it was.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. But you can save and make one, my channel a favorite. I'm trying to put a lot of things in there so that if you can't find things in the group, that it can be easily found in my playlists on my YouTube channel. So, but
I have an iPhone. How can I get that book into my iPhone to save it rather than to have to go through your YouTube channel? I mean, not that I don't mind.
That would be an Audible account. I mean, that's what I'm saying is that in order to have things on your phone with Audible, you can download it. It becomes accessible. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I have an extensive Audible account and Audible library because I extensively, Audible's my new library. When I was young and wanting to learn how to do sales, I would go to the library and pick up audio cassettes, programs by different people, and listen to programs on. I did Rita Davenport's Laugh Your Way to Success. I would get they would come in book containers, and they'd have like 6 or 7 cassettes in them, and I just kept playing them. And you can do it over and over again. See, that's the whole thing, is that sometimes taking notes is good, but also hearing it. Every time you re-listen to it, you'll hear something different. So we hear, our radicular system helps us hear what we want to learn. And every time we re-listen to it, we'll be taking our learning up another notch, and you'll hear something. Oh yeah, they did say that. You weren't ready for that. So you didn't assimilate that. So the next time you listen to it, you'll say, oh, okay, now I'm ready to work on that part. Because life is not a one and done. Anybody have a one and done system? I don't. If you have it, let me know. I'd like to know about it. What can I plug in? I keep wanting to plug stuff into me so I can be instantly better. But
I guess not, Karen. Nobody's been.
all you can do is start being with mentors and being a part of communities that help you explore more areas and reprogram and bring in and excavate stuff that you want to move in your life. And guess what, Miss Vidra? I'm doing Media Mastery in July. No, I can't hear you. You're still muted.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yes, I'm so excited. She's not going to be doing that class again till the fall. So I'm excited to take that. When you find good mentors, it's about helping yourself be better. And I'm excited to take that step. And I'm already pretty decent, but we can always find nuggets and things to improve. So I'll be talking to you, Miss Vidra, and I know you graduated. You graduated.
Like Media Mastery was definitely well worth the investment, and I learned so much. Even though I wasn't very consistent, it was definitely well worth the investment.
I'm so happy. And I think once you've done it once, you can go back and you've got some of it for life, don't you?
Yes.
Very good. We will talk about that, because I'm going to be starting that the middle of July.
Oh, okay. That's about the time my mom and sister leave. They are leaving July 14th.
All right. Well, we'll get together after that, because I know it's stressful trying to find time for everything. All right. Anybody have anything else?
No, I just want to say to Vidra, take a lot of pictures of your mom and sister experiencing the America's 4th of July.
I am so excited about that. So yeah, we'll definitely post lots of pictures.
And Charlestown's, that's where a lot of it started for 4th of July, is down there in South Carolina.
Well, if you want to say hi to them real quick, I can invite them.
Yes.
I'd love
Like
to.
I already warned my mom. I was like, please look decent. Don't be in your PJs. So I'll take my laptop over to her. Let's see.
Hello.
So excited
Hi.
to see you.
Fine, thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here and getting to spend time.
I'm also happy to be here.
Oh, well, we are glad to get to meet you and say hi. You have a beautiful daughter.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Yeah, and it's hot here. And back in South Africa, it was winter, very cold.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, then it's a nice break for at least a little while, right?
Yes, we're enjoying it. We're enjoying every minute.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna go sneeze. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
You enjoy the holiday celebration.
Do you stay around
Oh,
here
there I
also?
am.
Hello?
Maria, you broke up.
I said you enjoy the holiday celebration, Mom.
July 4th is the holiday.
Yes, yes. And it's going to be the first time. We used to see it only on TV, television. Now
Yeah,
we're going to see it live.
so exciting.
It's super special. Hi.
Hi. Exciting. I'm so glad y'all are here and getting to spend time.
Thank you.
Enjoy your time. Well, we're going to go. Say
Thank
bye,
you.
everybody. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, my name is Karen Thomas. But guess what? That is not important. What's important is your success online. I can help you start a successful, thriving business online, no matter how many times you have failed. If you have a desire to win, you can. All you need is Wi-Fi, a laptop or desktop, and be able to follow simple directions. Reach out to me and I can show you exactly how.